Do you ever feel like you can't get ahead financially? You try and you're just spinning your wheels, and every single month, new expenses are coming up. I remember when I was paying off my debt, and before I even got like on a budget and different things, every single month there was a $200 expense, whether it be my car or a bill or this or that. Always $200. I don't know what it was about $200, but always there was a $200 expense that would just put me in the red, and I could never get ahead financially. So today I'm going to break down 9 reasons why you may not be getting ahead financially. So they may all apply to you, maybe 1 or 2, but hopefully these are going to give you some aha moments of, oh, okay, we're going to work on this right here. And hopefully with the changes that I'm able to make, we can start making progress and get ahead financially and get to be a month ahead in expenses, or 1 month ahead, or having a good emergency fund. But stop living paycheck to paycheck. That's the ultimate goal here. So we are going to jump right in. If you're new, welcome. I'm Kelly Ann Smith with freedomandabudget.com and dreamertoprofitable.com. If you are wanting to learn how to grow an online-based business, like a YouTube channel, a blog, become a virtual assistant, a freelancer, sell digital products, all of that we go over in Dreamer to Profitable. So check it out down below if you're interested. Number 1 is you spend more than you make, and you are having a certain amount of money come in every single month from your day job, and you are spending more money than you're bringing in. If this is the case, especially on a consistent basis, you're going to be going into the red, and you're going to be going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt and have overdraft fees, and it's just not going to be a pretty sight. So spending more than you make is a really bad way to get ahead financially, and it's going to set you up for disaster, and it's really going to be hard to recover from that. Number 2 is you don't even know how much you're spending every month, and you may be spending more than you make, you may be spending less than make, but if you don't know how much you're spending each month, then that's going to be a problem. So I recommend everyone being on a written budget. Doesn't have to be anything extreme. It could be a simple Excel spreadsheet like I use. It could be pen and paper. I have printables for you. It could be an app. It could be cash envelopes, whatever it is. But having a written budget where you know, okay, this is our income that's coming in. These are our expenses. These are our debts. This is our savings. This is what's at the end of the month. Okay, now we know how much I'm coming in, how much is going out, and we are aware of this so that we can start making changes to our spending. But being on a written budget and knowing how much you're spending is so important. Number 3 is you are living off of credit cards. And I have talked about credit cards many times on this channel. I am not anti-credit cards anymore. I used to be, but I'm not anti-credit cards anymore. But I am anti-living off of credit cards. I personally believe that you should never swipe your credit card or any type of card if you cannot pay for that product, pay for that item right then and there with cash, with your checking account. We put everything on credit cards, but we never put anything on credit cards so we can't pay off. So we are very good about paying our credit cards off in full every single month so that we never pay a penny of interest, and we're only able to reap rewards. But if you're living off of your credit cards and you're putting all your expenses on credit cards and you're only paying the minimums or a little bit above the minimums, that's not good. Then you're paying interest, and interest on credit cards is astronomical. It is ridiculous, the interest on credit cards. So if you're only paying minimums or you're not paying them in full, it's time to stop. You need to make sure that you are able to pay your credit cards in full if you're using them. If not, you need to stop using them until you're able to recover financially and build those habits of being able to spend properly and not have credit cards be a trigger for you and not live off of them. Number 4 is you don't have an emergency fund. Something's always going to come up. Something is always going to happen. Like I said in the beginning, there was times where every single month, $200 expense. I don't know what it was, but always at $200 expense that I had almost every single month. And that was because I didn't have an emergency fund. And it was so amazing that once I got that emergency fund, those random expenses stopped happening. It was like Murphy's Law. Like they were like, oh, no, nope, she's prepared. We're not going to go there. We're not going to bother her. It was the craziest thing. But having an emergency fund is so important. So many people, going back to credit cards, rely on credit cards as an emergency fund. That, like, there's not many things that boil my blood more than people saying that credit cards are for in case of an emergency. I personally believe that is like 100% credit card marketing, and it is scammy, and I'm going on a tangent right now, and I think that it is scum, pure scum, to be marketing that credit cards are for in case of emergency, because an emergency is already stressful enough, right? You have medical bills, you have a car that's down, you have something, an emergency that's happening, a roof leak, your AC goes out, something big is happening in your life and it's stressful. Now, rather than pulling it from an emergency fund, you're like, oh, thank you, Visa. Thank you, MasterCard, for your marketing and saying that my credit card is now in case of an emergency. Now you have the stress of this emergency that's happening and having to deal with this emergency and the trauma and whatever is going on. Now you're going to have to pay 20% interest on top of that. Hell no. Sorry. Sorry for my language. But no, that is crazy. No, no, no. That is why we have an emergency fund in our savings account, in our CIT bank, and have it there. Yeah, it's not earning a lot of interest, but it's there and I'm not paying 20% interest. I'd rather have my emergency fund in a place that's not earning a lot of interest than relying on a credit card and then having to pay 20% interest. I'm not getting 20% in the market in my index funds. I'm getting a good return on my index funds, but not 20%. So having all of your cash tied up in investments, that's a strategy some people do, but I think you should still have an emergency fund. I also know people that will buy a house, put all of their money in the down payment, all their money in closing costs, have no money for an emergency fund. None. Especially with buying a house. Then what happens if a month later something major happens to your house? You're screwed. Never, ever, ever buy a house unless you have an emergency fund ready to go. That is something that I always say, and I can always see it. A lot of my coworkers will come to me about this, like, hey, Kelly, I'm ready to buy a house. What do I do next? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, do you have an emergency fund? No, we're just putting everything in the dump payment. Don't do it. You can see all their joy just leaving their body. But I'm sorry. I'd rather have all your joy leave your body now and the realization of you need to keep on saving and you're not ready yet, than have something happen and then you not be prepared and have to put everything on a credit card and pay all that interest. No, 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 no. Have an emergency fund. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I have a whole video on why I don't think $1,000 is enough for an emergency fund, but I'll have a link down below. I personally believe you should start with 1 month's worth of expenses. That is something that is a sliding scale depending on your person and depending on your personal situation, whether you make a lot of money, whether you don't make a lot of money. But 1 month's worth of expenses, I think, is a great starting point for an emergency fund. And then you can build up to 3 to 6 months from there, or up to a year, whatever you feel more comfortable with from there. But start with 1 month's worth of expenses. Number 5 is you're not putting money into savings, debt, or investments. And you don't have a plan for your money. You don't have anything bigger for your money. You just have the same amount. Maybe you're on a budget. Maybe you are at the point of where you are bringing in as much money as going out. So you're not in the red anymore, which is amazing. That's awesome. That's a huge step. But you're not getting ahead. You're not being able to pay off debt. You're not able to save. You're not able to put money in investments. That's when you either need to do one of two things. You either need to cut your expenses, find ways to trim back, or grow your income, or do both. So find ways that you can grow your income, find ways to cut expenses and do different things. I have hundreds of videos on both of those topics on this channel, so definitely check them out. But find ways to increase your income and lower expenses so that you can put extra money towards debt. So you can put money towards your savings, so you can put money towards your investments. But having it at zero every single month is not going to get you ahead financially. Number 6 is one that a lot of people discount, and that is spending time with people that don't have big goals. And it's so important to surround yourself with people that are dreamers, people that have big goals, people that are doing amazing things. And if you are with people that are constantly living paycheck to paycheck, constantly saying, I have $3 to payday. Oh, yeah, I can't get that. I got $10 in my account to payday. Like, why would you want to spend your time with people like that? Spend your time with people that are growing and doing things. And it's amazing that when you surround yourself with those people, your dreams change and your thought process changes and your ceiling of what's available to you or what you can do changes. Like, you always hear about people that will think that I'll never make $10,000 in a month. Then they start hanging out with people that are making $100,000 a month. And certainly then all of a sudden, $10,000 seems like nothing and they start doing it. Spend time with people that have bigger goals than you. Spend time with people that are lifting other people up, and you be the same. You be someone with big goals. Maybe you're not there now, but dream big, talk big. Plan out ways that you're able to grow your income. Maybe that means a job change. Maybe that means becoming an entrepreneur. Maybe that means downsizing your house so that you can put that extra money towards your goals. Figure out ways that you can do it to dream big and grow, and stop having that limited mindset. Stop living in that fear of, I'll always live like this. This is just how it is. This is how it is and where we live. This is our culture. This is my family. No. Stops now. Break the cycle. Be changing. Change future generations. And you can be that change. And it's totally possible. But if you had that limiting belief, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Number 7 is you only have one stream of income. It is so important to have multiple streams of income. What happens if something happens to your day job? 2020 happened. 2020 taught a lot of people that they cannot rely only on their day job. Whether you may get a pay cut, you may get laid off, who knows what can happen to your day job. You cannot rely only on your day job. I personally believe that everyone should have something outside of their day job. Whether it be a side job, whether it be an entrepreneur, whether it be rover. Maybe you like walking dogs and you just want to walk dogs and get some extra cash. That's amazing. That's awesome. Maybe you want to start an online business like I have. I'm up to $100,000 from YouTube, from my online business that I've built. $100,000. That is mind-blowing that I've made $100,000 on the internet. Yo, when I started this channel, I was so in debt. I was living paycheck to paycheck. Like, it is amazing how God has blessed me, but I've had to put in the work. There's so many times where I'm tired, where I don't want to do it, where I want to hang out with my friends, where I just want to sit and relax and watch TV, when I just want to sleep in, when I want to go to bed early, but I have a business to run. I have things I have to do. I have a video that I have to edit or record, or blog post to write, or products to create, whatever it is. Yeah, it sucks sometimes, but at the end of the day, is it worth the relationships that I've gotten out of this? Is it worth the income that I've gotten out of this? Is it worth the people, the messages, the emails that I've received of the people that I've helped? Darn tootin', it's worth it. It is so worth it. So get out of your comfort zone. Create more than one stream of income. We have 7 streams of income. If you want to watch, I have a couple of videos on our income streams. I have videos on how to make money from home, how to make money in quarantine, how to make money online. I have tons of those videos. I have a free printable for you guys of 147 online business ideas. 147. I'll have it linked up below. Totally free printable. Check it out. I have a course on how I did it, how I make $5,000 a month, how it took me 5 years to get to $5,000 a month, and how you can do it a lot faster than I did. Trust me, I've learned all the ups, the downs, the right things to do, the wrong things to do, but totally doable. So really dig in and be like, all right, you know what? Let's get some multiple streams of income. Let's find some ways to make money. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can make extra money with 5 hours a week. You can do it. It's totally possible. You just have to have the drive and the determination and the willingness to learn. The willingness to learn a new skill. That's really all it takes. Number 8 is you're spending your money making other people rich. Do you have a leased car? Are you spending $500 a month eating out? Are you going shopping all the time? What are you doing with your money? Are you using your money to build you wealth, or are you using it to build other people wealth? You need to be able to use your money to help you, whether that's paying off debt, investing, saving, whatever it is, but use your money to help you and not other people. Yeah, it sucks. There's times where you want to eat out. There's times where you want to go shopping and do different things. I'm not saying you can't do that, but is the majority of your money going to make someone else rich, or you rich? Really think about it and be like, you know what? This pizza, I just paid $18 for this pizza that cost $1 to make. $17 in their pocket. Yeah. That's a lot of money that's going in their pocket. So think about those things when you're going to make those purchases. I'm not saying don't budget for them. Have a line item for them in your budget. Definitely budget for them, but make sure that it's in control and make sure that your goals of making yourself rich are bigger than the line items of making other people rich. Number 9 is you aren't saving for retirement. Even if it's 1% of your income that you're putting towards retirement, do it. So many people think that they can't start saving for retirement or investing until they're debt free. I used to think like that. I used to believe that. There's people that teach that. Y'all know who they are. But I personally think that you should start investing now and start learning about investing. Start learning the terms. Start learning how it works. And there's so many places that you can start investing for like $10. You don't need this big broker to help you. You don't need someone to manage your funds, all of that. You can get started with Robinhood and an ETF, and that is a really good, sound decision. Start in M1 Finance, start in Vanguard. Start making these decisions and start investing. It's scary. I have tons of videos. I have a dividend investing for beginners. I have a regular investing for beginners. I have stocks that I'll buy and hold forever. I have tons of investing videos. I'll have a whole playlist linked down below for you on how to start investing. Trust me, I documented my journey as I was learning how to invest. So you're going to get it from beginner terms. You're not going to get it on a high horse. You're going to get it like, okay, guys, this is something new I learned. This is how it is. Let me break this down in real people terms that you can understand. Trust me. Super simple. Let's keep the conversation going. If you want to know my 7 income streams, check out this video here. And if you want to know how to make money from home, all you need is an internet connection and a computer. Check out this video here. No.